Here's the question: can you travel from Bournemouth Central coach station to Bournemouth International Airport using public transport? Hello YouTube friends and subscribers, that is the question we're going to try and answer today. Welcome to Bournemouth travel and visitor information. Well, that was interesting. The very kind and helpful gentleman in there explained that there are 2 buses to the airport, but they go at, I think he said, 20 to 6 and 5 past 7 or something in the morning. They're the only 2 buses. There are no plans to have a bus service to the airport. He recommends going by taxi, which is about £18, and then the taxi also has to pay £5 to drop you off. Now, Bournemouth Airport is one of the few regional airports that doesn't have its own public transport service. What you can do is take the coach behind me, number 13 or 13A, and that will take you halfway to the airport. Now, bus 13 or 13A from Bournemouth Central coach station will take you to a place called Parley Cross. The bus departs from here around about every half an hour, and it takes half an hour to complete that journey, and then you'll be halfway to Bournemouth Airport. Right, I'm at the bus stop, number 13 bus, which has dropped me at Parley Crossroads. So now I just need to walk to Bournemouth International Airport terminal. Oh dear, it's gone a bit cloudy. Just leaving the residential part of Parley Cross. Well, I've been walking for about 10 minutes. It's all very nice at the moment, with just hand luggage. I'm just coming up here in the sunshine past the garden centres that prevail in this area, and making some progress. I've been walking for nearly 15 minutes now, and at last I can actually see the airport, so that feels rather encouraging. Just got to get round to the other side. Quite a busy road this. Just going to have to pick our moment here. It seems to be a virtual non-stop queue of traffic. Now, what's this say here? Okay, made it to the end of the runway. Good news. Nice little walk in the sunshine. I wonder what it'd be like if it was raining or it was dark. But anyway, not doing too badly. It's actually quite a busy road this, and I suppose I could stick my thumb out and see what happened. With the double yellow lines, I don't think people would be very keen on stopping. There's no shortage of traffic if any kind soul did feel like assisting the weary traveller. Service 737 will come past here at these times. 1337, 1622 and 1801. Saturdays and Sundays, nothing. Now, Bournemouth is home to a company called European Cargo, and they have got hold of some old Virgin A340s, Virgin Atlantics I think, and they actually do cargo flights to China, and that journey takes 12 plus hours. Well, I've been walking for just under 40 minutes, and at last we see the sign we've been waiting for. Okay, right, this is what's known as the airport crossroads here, and across there is a little across there is a little lane where people get dropped off sometimes, those of us on a budget, and this is the way into the airport. Now, they don't like people walking up here because there's obviously no money in it. There used to be lots of signs saying if you walk past here you will get fined and all sorts of stuff, as far as I remember. But they've changed this now to for your own safety. Okay, I'll take the risk. You can see this is a well-trodden path because people are just rejecting the idea of their friends having to pay £5 for a 30-second drop-off. In fairness, if you're dropping off 5 people, 5 suitcases, then £5 is very reasonable indeed. If you're doing it solo with just a backpack, kind of feels like you're being overcharged slightly. Personally, I would rather spend that £5 on a cup of tea on the plane. You know what? It actually looks as if they've decided that a footpath might be applicable here. Unless, of course, they think the crinkly rough stones would deter people from walking. This is the car park, so we might just walk in here and have a look at the charges. Public bike shelter, so potentially you could come up here on a bicycle and leave your bike here for the week. You should be alright. Right. 5 days, 150. So is that £210 for 7 days? Seems quite reasonable, doesn't it? £70 for 2 days. Let's make sure I've got this right. So I think that's £120 for 7 days. Now, I've done a little bit of research on some of the regional airports in the south of England. Bristol seems to come up with the most transfers per hour to Bristol Airport. I think it's every 12 minutes or something. Exeter every half an hour. Southampton obviously has its own train station in the airport. Cardiff was every half an hour from the centre of Cardiff. Nottingham, which is known as East Midlands, I think, had something like every half an hour. Stansted has its own train station, I think. So most of the other regional airports, Luton, I suppose, is kind of in town. They all have their own direct public transport to the airport. But not Bournemouth. Okay, let's go inside and have a look and see what the airport's like. Okay, quite nice cafe. Loads of flights available, and Bournemouth is a lovely airport actually. It's a lovely regional airport and lots of flights to European destinations, and there's a great deal to like about Bournemouth Airport. And if you can accept the parking charges, or you don't mind coming by taxi, it's just perfect. Now, in a way, Bournemouth is still growing into itself. With the arrival of Jet 2 to the terminal with their multiple flights to European destinations, it's kind of a bit crowded here at the minute, but I know that there are extensions going on to this airport, and people are backing it, and they decided to put their money where their mouth is. And really, I would encourage anybody living locally to use Bournemouth Airport. You can go to many destinations, and when you come back, you're close to home. Now, while I'm here, I might just as well test my bag to see if it's going to fit. In she goes. That'll do nicely, sir. We might just as well check the Jet 2 bags. Let's put the bag in here as well. She seems to fit in there a treat. Right, once you're through security, this is Bournemouth Airport duty-free department. The only thing I can't see is the gigantic Toblerones. The duty-free leads through to the seating area, which is exceptionally busy today, I must say. Must be a whole mob of flights. Well, thanks very much for watching, everyone. I hope you found that moderately interesting. What we've been trying to do is discover if it's possible to get to Bournemouth International Airport from Bournemouth Central Bus Station using public transport. If you'd like to subscribe to my channel, that would be nice. You'll be able to see what else I get up to on my travel adventures. Thanks again for watching.